So it seems ducks are racist now. And this is exactly the kind of thing which makes people just kind of sigh and ignore when people say, oh, like, this is racist, this is racist. Because sure, there are actual cases of racism out there. There are actual cases where people are being legitimately racist, and that should be shunned. But the reason that most people, myself included for the most part, are very skeptical when people say, oh, this is racist and that, we pretty much just ignore it now because stuff like this. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, the Waitrose axes racist chocolate Easter ducklings after customers complain dark brown figure is labeled ugly. So there's a claim that this thing is racist because apparently they called the third one, the one on the right here, ugly. Now, that's not the best picture of it, but I guess Waitrose is putting out some kind of fancy, like, chocolate ducks. There's a crispy one, which is a description of the kind of chocolate, fluffy, which I guess is white chocolate, and then ugly, which is dark chocolate. And the better picture, honestly, is if you scroll down here, you'll notice that one is a simple shade of, like, a darker brown, one is a shade of, like, the yellow white chocolate, or whatever that is. Maybe it's not white chocolate. But the third has all kinds of splotches and just different, like, extra stuff thrown in. And it is obviously the least, like, aesthetically pleasing one. It is the one where if we had to pick one, we would call that one ugly. Because, like, just look at it. Like, there's not really much to say there because it's so obvious. Like, the point there has obviously been conveyed that, hey, if you were to call one of them ugly, you would call that one, the one with splotches everywhere. Not the one, like, if you got rid of the splotches, then it's down to which color do you prefer. I wouldn't necessarily call, like, that color ugly. But I think the reference is to the discoloration rather than to the fact that that's the black one. Or it's not even, like, it's dark chocolate. It's like a brown. But yeah, this has been accused. They've been accused of calling it racist. And I don't even know, like, if the people going after it are saying it may come across as racist, therefore it's racist, therefore get rid of it. Or if they're saying the company is actually racist because they called it racist or they called it ugly because they are legitimately racist. I don't even understand, like, at what angle they're coming at the argument from. Because I have seen claims there is this belief that even if something is unintentionally racist, even if something is not intentional at all, not meant to be racist, and someone interprets it as racist, therefore it's apparently racist. That's what I've heard some people apparently say, that's how that works, and I assume that's the case with this, because aren't we getting a bit out of control where you take where you're just a company that's making chocolate ducks of all things, and you apparently have 3 different kinds of chocolate, 3 different kinds of ducks. You take an extra kind of chocolate or whatever it is, like, I don't know if that's purely just a cosmetic thing or if it's a different ingredient thrown in to change the flavor, or I'm not entirely sure why it has the splotches on it. But to look at that and say, like, oh, racist, like, that's, yeah, it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. And the reason I even bring it up is, again, to point out that if you look at that, if you're saying that thing is racist because they made it a reference to the ugly duckling, like, again, like, they didn't just pick ugly out of thin air. It is obvious, like, that one of these words is kind of different. They have crispy, fluffy, and then on that one they picked a negative word like ugly. But they're obviously referencing, like, the ugly duckling. I don't know if you call it a fable I guess it's a fable. But the idea of the ugly duckling, that's why they chose that word, I imagine, because why else would they choose that word? Oh yeah, white milk and dark chocolate, that's what it is. So they picked the dark chocolate one for ugly because, I don't know, they put the splotches on it, and that was a choice made by the company to reference something, and apparently they're now being accused of racism. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you think in the comments section. It's, I don't. They even put out an actual, like, they even apologized. They said, we are sorry for any upset caused by the name of this product. It was absolutely not our intention to cause any offense. We removed the product from sale several weeks ago while we changed the labeling, and our ducklings are now back on sale. So they changed the labeling. Like, all they did was reference a fable, and they changed the labeling, and now it's back. But yeah, if you're calling out and saying, like, oh, this could be harmful, this could be negative, like, some young like, I guess, person of color, child, I don't even know what the appropriate phrase is now, could look at that and then feel bad about themselves because the one that looks like them is racist, then, like, you're reaching too far. It's like, if that's really your concern, then I gotta say, like, why are people thinking that way? Like, what kind of mindset are people being taught with, taught that that's how they view things? But let me know what you think in the comments section. If you actually think this is a racist thing, and this is a harmful thing to do, then let me know why. But yeah, like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.